Can you talk about reuniting with Whit after this many years? Was it something you'd been hoping for, or was it a pleasant surprise?
Well, Whit sort of went subterranean for a really long period of time, so I didn't really know if that was something to even hope for, to be honest. Whit is a very interesting creature, so he could easily pop up in any other career. I sort of believe Whit can kind of do anything. And wouldn't be surprised by anything. But it was an extraordinary experience. The first movie we did together was my first American movie that I'd ever done, and it was the first time I'd ever had to do an American accent on film. And the thing about Whit is that he is sort of Jane Austen in that respect, where he was at that time kind of specialising in a very particular strata of sort of social milieu. Mm-hmm. Which I was absolutely unfamiliar with. If you imagine coming from England and not having been to America at all. So I felt very unqualified to, when I first got out there, I felt like this foreigner who was, had to really learn about Connecticut and those sort of people and all of that. And luckily, obviously Whit's rather than expecting, Chloe was very, very familiar with all that. And so I really was sort of following them around going, well, help, who's this and who should I listen to and whose voice should I copy? And funnily enough, Whit said to me yesterday that accent-wise, the only problem they had editing in Last Days of Disco was that in the end scene between Chloe and I, she'd taken on my English accent. So they had to redo that. Really funny, I didn't know that until yesterday, which made me laugh. So this time it was a bit different because it was a bit more my territory. I kind of started out doing Jane Austen. Obviously, I'm not English, so there was that. It was a little bit easier. We had a sort of epistolary relationship at first. The back and forth emails. Given that I'm at base an academic more than anything else, and so if you say, because Whit said I'd like to have your notes on the script, and of course I sent back a small thesis, and he harassed me for these notes for ages, and I was feeling kind of like, oh God, I've got to. So of course I did it like I prepared it like I would prepare anything I was doing at university, and he was like, oh, thank you, can you send some more? And I just sent some more, and then he was like, right, I'm getting a bit offended now. I was like, oh, well, wait. So we had a bit of a giggle over that, and but he's amazing because he's so, because he writes the script and he's directing it, and he's also got kind of a weird obsession with background actors. Mm-hmm. So I remember that from Last Days of Disco, where you'd have your most involved scene with your most dialogue and possibly a dance as well, and God knows what going on, and you'd get to the end of it and Whit would be going, there's a gardener, and you go, well, you're not looking at all.